Yeah,
Say that.
obviously. Yeah, that's fair to say. Obviously.
Yeah.
All right. Now we're gonna move into our last segment of the podcast, and that's gonna be our power rankings. We're gonna give our top 10 teams. I'm gonna list my one, and then you're gonna list your one. One for me, I think it's mainly because of the dominance they had in the first 2 weeks is going to be the Baltimore Ravens. I did have the Chiefs down from one. Now they're at two for me. So I'm going to put the Ravens at one. Lamar Jackson didn't even have to play extremely well to win for them to beat the Houston Texans. But yeah, overall great win. So I'm going to put the Ravens at one and the Chiefs at two.
Okay. So for me, it's flipped still. I just trust Mahomes more, and I'll go with the better head coach and the better quarterback all day. Though I
Here's
think the
my
Ravens are more
here's my
talented though.
here's my problem though. It's a power rankings list, right? And there's
Mm-hmm.
no way you can say that that the Ravens haven't been playing better than the Chiefs. There's no way you can say that.
But I
That's
think one-on-one, which is we've said, like I've proven, or at least I think the Chiefs are a better team because they have the better quarterback and because they had the better coach.
but I think overall the Ravens have a better team and better coach. Harbaugh, I think, is also a very excellent coach. I think.
Oh yeah, not
Yeah,
discrediting anything
yeah,
for him.
yeah. I think even I do agree the Chiefs have the edge there. But I mean, honestly, when it comes to that, I think it's just a matter of how you perform because those two head coaches are elite. But yeah, anyways, we both have it flipped. But I have a Ravens one, Chiefs two. You have Chiefs one, Ravens two.
Mm-hmm.
My third team here is Seattle.
Same with me as well.
Yeah, I had New Orleans, I believe, last week, but I think now there's no way they can be there now after this loss, but because it is a power rankings list. I mean, I still believe they have potential to be the best NFC North team, meaning the NFC South team, and be coming out of the NFC. But after that loss, I mean, and the way Russell Wilson performed, yeah, no way. So I like the Seahawks here at three. I believe you did too.
Yep, and you said you had the Saints at 4. I actually had the Packers at 4, and
I
it's
don't have the Saints at four. I don't have the Saints at four. I
oh,
have
you don't. Okay, so I
no,
had the
I had the Saints at three before. I think I said.
okay, so I had the Packers at 4, and I had the Saints at 5. So for me, the Packers, I just think the difference in quarterback play is going to be more than enough for them to win. And I think they're just a better team overall. This is with Michael Thomas being injured, obviously. Like we had to keep injuries into account because if it's not, then I would take the Saints all day. But because of the injuries, I will say to take this Packers over the Saints, and I'll have the Packers at 4 and the Saints at 5.
Yeah, for me, I actually don't have the Saints in my top five. I'm gonna go four here, Green Bay as well. I'm gonna put the Packers at four, and it's gonna be because they're rolling through these teams relatively easily. This week is gonna be hard, especially if Devontae Adams doesn't play. But I like the way the Packers are playing right now, especially with Aaron Jones carrying that offense majorly. Five, I have actually the Pittsburgh Steelers at five.
Ooh, okay.
Because
Same as last week,
because
I believe.
yeah, I have them. I believe that's the same that I had for last week. I had the Seahawks at four, so they bumped up one. Saints are out of my top five, but Steelers are still staying in my spot, and the Packers from six move up to four. But yeah, I I'm still high on the Steelers. This was a close win again, but Deontay Johnson's played really well. James Conner played well. I mean, I still think they're a legit contender in the AFC North. So they're still fifth for me.
So quick, just not even a tangent. I'm just happy to see teams like the Hawks and the Packers and the Steelers back to being like great teams. Like I don't know if you are as well, but like those are the teams like I sort of grew up like when I started watching football, like it was the Packers, it was the Steelers, it was the Seahawks. So I'm happy to see like all three of them back to like relevancy, if that makes sense.
Fair enough. Yeah, yeah. I know where you're coming from. Yeah, that's true. Um, six. I actually have the six I'm gonna put Buffalo at 6.
They're also my sixth team.
Yeah, and I'm gonna put Buffalo at 6 because I'm still because of how well Josh Allen's playing
Mm.
and Stephon Diggs, he's also playing really well, and I guarantee he's not missing Minnesota by any means right now. This is gonna be a tough week for them, so we'll see where they stand. They're definitely cracking top 5 if they beat the Rams this week, no doubt. But we'll see. Yeah, you have them at 6 too. Do you have anything to add or no?
Nah, man, you hit on everything. So for number 7, I had the Steelers. Who do you have? I'm guessing it's the Saints.
No, I don't
Ooh,
have the Saints. I still don't have
Cardinals.
them. Yep, I have the Cardinals moving up
Okay.
a spot. They're now number 7 for me. And the reason I have the Cardinals at 7 is because, dude, I'm super high on this Kyler Murray guy, man. I mean, he had 286 yards passing, 67 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns. I mean, and the Redskins defense, man, they did something the Eagles can't. So I mean, they shut down the Eagles. So, uh, yeah, I mean, I think Kyler Murray is definitely a top 3 candidate right now for MVP, and he's
I wouldn't
performing
disagree with you on that one.
at a very high level right now. So I have them one spot ahead. I have them 2 spots of where they were last week. I had them at 9 last week, and now have them at 7 this week. So yeah,
Yeah, Cardinals, they're still not in my top 10, but I think
wow,
I'm gonna hop on that. They're like right now for me, they're like 11. Um,
crazy. Man. Who's
and
your
that's
7?
because I'm higher on the other teams. I think the other teams had more impressive wins. So number 8, I have the Patriots, dude, and
Who's your 7?
just
Who's your 7? By the way,
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, and who's your 8?
My 8 is
What?
New England, dude. So New
Okay,
England, just when the Bills think they got it easy, bro, New England, even with devoid of all this talent and defense and on offense, like they're still making it happen. And it's because of Cam Newton, it's because of Josh McDaniels, it's because of Bill Belichick. And I'm just not going to doubt them until they, prove me wrong that they should be doubted. I know they lost the Seahawks, but it was like I had said it earlier, it was a win-win situation. And because of that, like I'm just liking everything I'm seeing for the Patriots. Like they're just an underrated team almost where like they're just so well coached, the talent doesn't matter. And until the talent does matter, I'm going to have them as a top 10 team.
fair enough. So for me, my 8 team will be New Orleans. I'll have them here now. You can't panic on them yet, but you shouldn't be losing to Vegas. Even if it's the home opener, you still shouldn't be losing to them. Obviously, you can have them still quite high, but uh, I don't know how I feel about this. Yeah, I'm gonna still put them. I'm putting them at 8 right now.
Okay, so my number 9 team. I think it's going to shock you, man. I had the Rams at number 9.
Okay. I actually also have the Rams at 9.
Dang it, bro. I wanted a surprising pick. Okay, so Rams. Defense is playing pretty well. Aaron Donald is low key making another run for Defensive Player of the Year currently, even though he didn't really do much against Philly. It's the offense for me, man. The play calling. It's Sean McVay. I remember we recorded a podcast. It was probably our most viewed podcast, or at least I believe it was a solo podcast with me. This is the most viewed podcast in a while, and it was 32 questions for every team. And my question for the Rams was, will Sean McVay be able to bounce back? And I think first 2 weeks he's shown. I mean, he blew the Eagles out. He played really well against the Cowboys, and I think it continues against Buffalo this week. But like their talent wise, they don't match up with Buffalo. But the play calling is good enough for me where like they might not have the same amount of talent, especially on the defensive side of the ball that they've had in recent years. But I think they have more than enough for them to crack the top 10. And I know our friend Joey Way is extremely happy right now, who is a Rams fan.
Yeah, yeah, he probably will be. Um, yeah, I think you summed it up perfectly for me. That's also my 9 seed. My 10 team, my 10th ranked team and reasoning for why I have the upset. I'm gonna have the Raiders at 10, and I have
Ooh.
New England now outside the top 10. Uh, and it's and New England's 11, by the way. They're right outside, but and it's because it is odd, but beating Drew Brees and that Saints defense still that badly, uh, that still gives me that's still I can't get over that. That's a big win. That's a really big win, and that's a win I did not expect. And if they can prove themselves, because they have a hard schedule coming up, if they can prove themselves against this tough competition, I think they're going to be climbing up this list slowly but surely. So they're going to be my 10th team here, though Las Vegas Raiders.
So I'm still going with the Bucks. I just like what I saw from the defensive side of the ball. And Tom Brady can play like how I think Tom Brady will play. I just think they're going to be a great team, and I can't bump them out of the top 10 until like it's week 6 or 7, and they're like 2-5, and we were all wrong on it. But I don't think we're going to be wrong on it, and because of that, I have them as the last team in my top 10. I believe I have them dropping one spot from last week.
Okay, so my teams that are just like right outside are, like I said, the Pats, Titans, and then I'd probably say the Niners over the Bucks. I'll do that. Yeah. Those are the three teams I have outside.
Okay, so
I
my
think the
three
Bucks
teams,
still need to prove themselves. That's
fair
just
enough, man. Fair enough. For me, I have the Cardinals at 11, the Titans at 12, and the Niners at 13. And I know the Niners, we hit on it earlier, they're all injured, but I just think the talent is there even without the injuries, and the coaching, which is more important than talent, as we've seen with Bill Belichick. The coaching is there, and because of that, I will go with the Niners at 13.